evening. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of amateur radio enthusiasts that take to the airways with fast scan television. We have a repeater located up on Cougar Mountain. We transmit on 70 centimeters. It's a crossband repeater. It spits out images at 1.2 gigahertz. To find out more about the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, Google WW7ATS, Google WW7ATS. That'll take you to our homepage. There you'll find information on our club, also the frequencies that we transmit on, and also on our homepage is a link to YouTube where we stream our meetings that are held on Wednesdays and Saturdays between 8 and 9 o'clock. Also, we'd like to thank the SeaTac Repeater Association for letting us use WW7STR's repeater, known as the 08 machine, or 147.08, with a tone of 103.5. So with that information passed, I'll pause in case anybody has emergency traffic or needs to make a contact before our net gets fully underway. This is Dave, KD7ZYM. Hearing none. Good evening. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. So far checked in via video link is Ron, KD7QKU, Richard, K7ITX, Jim, N7QO, James, WU7N, and myself, Dave, KD7ZYM. And I see Bob has joined us, K9PQ. Who else would like to check into the net? Hearing none, let's get the ball rolling on the net this evening. We'll start off with Ron, KD7QKU in Tacoma.
Okay, well thank you very much, Dave, KD7ZYM in the group. This is Ron, KD7QKU over in Tacoma, you're right. Let's see. Well, I watched the Mariners game today. I don't normally watch the Mariners game because I can't get them, but it was a fantastic game for those of you who missed it. You missed really a good one. So, anyway. So, who all saw it? Okay. So for James and Dave, the Mariners were behind. You know, they had won the first game, but they were behind. What was it? 9-1. I think it was going into I don't know, 6th or 7th inning. Just didn't seem like they could come back. Seemed like everything that they wanted to do, it ended up being wrong. They couldn't hit, they couldn't catch, they couldn't do anything. It was weird. But anyway, they came back and they won the game 10-9. So it just, I'm telling you, the last couple of innings you were sitting on the edge of your seat. So I still don't know their names. I still am not too familiar with them. But anyway. And Bob is asking, was it on free TV? No, I don't think so. I couldn't find it anyplace. I have Dish, and it was on Dish. It was on 140, I believe. But I wanted to watch the Huskies, and I wanted to watch the Cougars. So I called a friend to see what he does, and he said he had Fire Stick, and he buys Sling, and they like Sling, and he said you could get lots of stuff, so you could get half price for 30 days. So I had thought originally that I had the games and I could see them, and so I had it on and I'm watching the game, and then it said your free trial just ended. So that's when I called my friend. So anyway, so I've been messing with that Zoom, with Fire Stick TV for 2 or 3 days now, and I just, I have a headache. Oh my goodness. I think I go someplace, I think I find something, and then I find out it's not. So anyway, I can get most of the stuff I think I need to get now. So we might cancel the dish. We'll just have to see what happens. Save quite a bit of money. So I don't know. I guess that's what I've been up to. So back to that KD7QKU.
Let's go to Bob, K9PQ.
Streaming not working. Can you switch us out over to the streaming? Right now I'm seeing a picture of the repeater room. Okay, so let me get myself on here. Maybe it's not getting through. Maybe that's the problem. Okay, we got Richard, and hopefully it's going to switch to me. I might have a little bit of a delay. There we go. It's black. What's happening here? Okay. It's a very long delay for me. Sorry. I'm behind everybody. Okay, well, thanks for bearing with me. Yeah, I did listen to the game, and what an exciting game. Holy smoke. I really thought I was, just resigned to the fact that, we'll go to Game 3 and hope we do better, but they came back. I just couldn't believe it. And I'm just over the moon. It's been a long time coming, and I'm just really excited to see it. I'm afraid we'll get our clocks cleaned by Houston, which has been happening all year, and they're just a really good team. But just to beat the Blue Jays and get to play Houston is a huge deal. Okay, with that, I'll send it back. K9PQ.
K9PQ, thanks for that. Let's go on to Richard, K7ITX.
Yeah, everybody, and Bob, go ahead and leave the ferry boat picture up there. I'm having technical difficulties tonight, and actually that's a prettier picture than the ham shack or the repeater shack. So I don't know. I mean, I'll try to figure out what the heck. It's that HDMI mini device. It's powered up and it's putting out those color bars, but for whatever reason, it's not receiving my digital signal and conveying it over to the grand stream. And so, that could, more than likely, it's operator error. I hate to admit it. Like some of you guys, Bob and Ron. Okay. Power supply. All right. Yeah. Well, it comes. Yeah, that's a good idea. I just don't know why it's worked all this time. And now we went to widescreen all of a sudden. Now the broad system went on the blank. But anyway, baseball game, just fantastic. I was at Pacific Raceway all day today, and so I was kind of watching, our first race. Well, by the way, the first in class in qualifying with the Porsche 944, so that was pretty cool. But then we had a race scheduled for 1:35, and the baseball game started at 1, so I was just kind of keeping an eye on the score, and with the Major League Baseball app, you can kind of get a good idea what's going on. And then Ron called, wanted to make sure that I was suffering along with him with the terrible scoring. Ron the satisfaction to let him think that I was suffering along with him. I made it clear that I was paying attention more to the car race, and that, why would you bother me with a score for a baseball game? Even though in the back of my mind I'm lying my head off to him. not the regular thing that we've been going at, that we've had for 10 years, but that just never seemed to get anywhere. And yeah, no, the players, well, you know, like Eugene Suarez and Adam Frazier and Jesse Winker's hurt right now. But those are three guys that I had on my fantasy baseball team last year that were not Mariners and are Mariners now. And when they became Mariners this year, I thought, damn, we're going to win. And I think it's really cool how the Mariners have the players let their families travel with them in some way or fashion. I don't know if they all travel on the same plane together or a couple different planes, but clearly the families were there to be with their baseball player fathers and sons and husbands to celebrate with them on the baseball field in Toronto. So that's very nice of the Blue Jays to let the Mariners spray beer all over the place and all over their field, and in well, it's the visitors' locker room. They probably don't care anyway. So anyway, yeah, no, Ron, this is outstanding. And so now we have to wait till Tuesday, and then we have to wait till a week from today before they play in Seattle. But it's a good feeling. K7ITX back to their control.
7ITX and get an ID here, and this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. I'll pause in case anybody else wants to join the net. None. Again, this is Dave, KD7ZYM. Let's go to Jim, N7QO in Covington.
N7QO, thank you, Dave. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I've been watching some of the games here lately, too. I haven't been able to pay full attention all the time. I've been doing some other stuff while watching the game a bit, but I saw another game just within the past day or two where the last inning, oh, here comes Lee. The last inning, they rallied and won. Seems to me that was the Phillies, but don't quote me on that. And I've been watching some of the ball games as well. Today, of course, college. Saw Ohio State win. The Wazoo, or the Cougars game, not sure how that ended. I left the house before that game was over. Let's see here, Notre Dame looked like they were ahead just a little bit. Clemson was way ahead. I don't know, lots of entertainment on the television. Ron, sorry that dish is not helping you out, but sounds like it doesn't really matter anyway, now that you found a workaround for that. So that's good. And good evening, Lee. Let's see. Yeah, that picture of Seattle, that looks pretty good. That we're dealing with some issues, Lee, on the repeater and getting pictures up, but so for now, that's what's on the screen there. Anyway, back to you. Oh, hi, Jessica. Back to you, Dave. I'm 7QO.
This is Dave, KD7ZYM. Let's see. Checking into the net also now is Lee and 7KC. And we got Jessica, KF7UHK, is checked in. So next up is James, WU7N. go to James, WU7N, see if we make it.
The next person.
This is Dave, KD7CYM in Lake City. Oh, let's see, what is the temperature? 63 degrees outside. Beautiful weather today, did some yard work, watered some of the rhododendrons that had little drooping leaves, said it's been too warm, so they sort of standing at attention now with a little water. And then I cleaned up a smoker. I had smoked a ham and glazed it in the smoker this week and taken it over to my daughter's house, and we enjoyed some smoked ham. And so that's a project out of the way, and the smoker is cleaned up and ready to go for the next round. And let's see, I picked up doing some yard work. I found this little device. New weed eater that I've got for the yard. So I found this out junking today. My $10 find. So anyway, this is what was my bargain that I found, and it's a Gerber machete. It says made in beautiful. It doesn't say. Anyway, it just gives a number. So I think Gerber probably is manufactured in China, like everything else is. But I do have the knife at this point. So that's about what I've got to say. So this is Dave, KD7CYM in Lake City. So let's go back up to the top to Ron, KD7QKU.
This is KD7QKU. Well, Gerber, I thought, used to be manufactured maybe in Portland. For some reason, that's what pops into my mind. I told you the story maybe last week or sometime. One of my birthdays, about 20 years ago, my friend came over to my house and he bought a brand new little Gerber Gator, it's called. Had a rubber handle on it. Had about a, 4-inch blade in it. Just a really sweet little knife. And so he hands it to me. And I thought he was giving it to me for my birthday. And I said, oh, thank you. So he didn't say anything and I kept it. So the last time I saw him, which is, 20 years later, I gave him the knife back. I told him I'd had it for the first 20 years. He can have it for the rest of my life. He was actually glad to get it back. So I don't know if you guys know what a Gerber Gator is, but it's a sweet little knife. So let's see. Richard, I started getting worried. So the pitcher that the Mariners started out with was, I don't know his name, but I heard the announcer say that maybe 2 years ago he'd been a Cy Young Award winner. So, geez, I said, this is a pretty good guy. And he's their second best starter maybe. So anyway, he started pitching and they drove him right out of the game. About 4 innings they had to take him out. So I was saying, oh man, this doesn't look good. I was worried when I called Richard, that's for sure. So what else is going on here? Well, I have a sore ankle. My right ankle's just really been sore. I don't know. It's got me kind of worried. Last time that happened, I went to the ankle doctor, and they x-rayed my leg, and my bone looked like Swiss cheese. So they had to dig it out, the ankle, artificial ankle, and pack it with cadaver bone and epoxy, whatever they put in there, and redo the whole thing, and it was a gruesome, long recovery, so I sure hope something like that isn't it. And then my wife, Joanne, is dizzy again. Oh, my goodness sakes. She can't hardly do anything. I don't know if it's her blood pressure. Dizziness sometimes caused by the inner ear, but her blood pressure goes up and down. It's just weird. We had her to the emergency room, and they said they were going to figure it out. They couldn't figure it out, so anyway, she's been to several doctors. She's got a couple more to go to. She better today, but she doesn't want to drive. So anyway, it's just she didn't want to go to the grocery store because she said she was too dizzy. And man, it's just it's a big deal. So I don't know. She has a doctor's appointment, I think, on maybe Monday and Thursday. Somehow they can figure it out. I don't know if it's medication. We don't know what it is, but it's not good. So I guess back to net, KD7QKM.
For 90, again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. So the net welcomes Jessica, KF7UHK.
We're all getting older. that's my first response to everybody who has ailments. I've got some ankles and feet there swelling up, and I'm going to see a doctor one of these days. I'm scheduled for, and so we'll see what happens there. But I'm on high blood pressure medicine, a beta blocker, and Eliquis, and I guess that's a blood thinner. So yeah, I don't know. This all started after COVID, so I think this is after effects of COVID. Actually, I'm not sure, as far as I know, because it was all of a sudden. I drove today. It was a long driving day. I drove up and down the boulevard up at Mount Vernon and Burlington. It's kind of a straight shot from one parking ride down to the Skagit station, and nothing major happening there. But it's always fun to watch drivers around you who don't want to be behind you, who will zip in front of you really quick so they can get to the stoplight before I get there. And it just absolutely baffles me. And then the last thing is I have this really nice keyboard made by Nord, Nord. It's called the Wave 2, and I have it all set up for a nice piano sound. And my left hand, I can play like a string bass. And I've been playing a country song called Amarillo by Morning is what the song is. It is a country tune. And I'll be singing along and playing this tune. And when I stop playing, one of our new cats will come up and start meowing at me like, keep playing, and it's just a scream. So, yeah, so I have at least one fan as a cat, KF7UHK.
UHK. Well, let's take a long trip over to the peninsula to Lee, N7KC in Port Angeles for Crab Fest weekend.
Okay, are we in? Yep. Okay, Richard gave me the hi sign. Well, good evening, you guys and gals, and gal. It's, yes, it's Crab Fest weekend. All the tents are up. We're going to go down tomorrow, and check it out. We're not going to eat crab or anything. Go check it out. We are presently in, stage 3 water restrictions. And the river now, we haven't had any significant rain. We had one little rain on the last day of September amounting to 0.02. The last rain was on August the 4th here. And we've had nothing except that little tiny bit in between. And the river now is down to under 300 cubic feet per second. It's 200 I think 13 or 15 or 17, something like that. So, things are tightening up here a little bit. Now we have, this is, the outside restrictions are your house number, even or odd. You can water your plants if your house number is even, on even days, before 6 a.m., no. Anyway, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can't water during the day. Alright, so you can water at night. So, we don't know what's going to happen here. And rain, there just doesn't seem my gosh, I'm really sorry to hear that she had a parent. I don't know. Ron might mention if they're calling it vertigo or something else. Our friend up here who had all the heart problems a few years ago, and we ran back and forth to Seattle. His wife died here a couple of months ago, and he was down in Lake Oswego visiting his daughter, and on the way home, something happened. He had something happen, and he hit a guardrail, and single vehicle, and he was taken to, it happened around Centralia. He was taken to Tacoma, to the hospital, and he just got out like yesterday, and this happened about a week ago. They've been looking him over trying to figure out what happened to him. I don't know, I'm getting old. You know, it's not for sissies. And my timer just ran out, so I think Smart Money says I should quit. Back to you, Dave, in 7KC, Port Angeles.
KC, let's go to Bob, K9PQ. Beautiful bottle.
Well, that was my easiest switch to do yet. All I had to do is switch from my still picture to me. Push one button, so I like that. But it's too bad that Richard's system is not working properly. I have been there, Richard. I feel for you. Jim, I saw you hold up that folding saw. I used to have one just like that, and depending on the quality, that's a really nice camp saw. I mean, it's just so portable and light, and they could work really, really well on cutting up firewood, things like that, branches and things. Ron, Robbie Ray was the starting pitcher, and he occasionally has really bad outings, and then most of the time he's really good. It just seems like it's one or the other, like Frankenstein's monster. So, I don't know. You never know with him. But pitching is our strength, including our bullpen, and we've been lucky. Well, you know what? Today I forget how many relief pitchers we used, but yesterday we only used the one. So we were very lucky to save a lot of it, and now they've got a long rest till Tuesday. So our pitching is in great shape. So we'll see going forward. Jessica, that's great to have a cat fan. That's awesome. The only thing my cat gets excited about is feeding time. So I'm afraid I'm jealous. I'm very envious of you. Lee, I'm wondering what the stage 3 restrictions. You said a bit about what you have to do, but is that higher than 1, or where is that on the scale? I mean, how serious is that? I'm curious. And finally, Ron, I feel for Joanne. I have had vertigo. For me, fortunately, it was just water in the inner ears. It was temporary, but man, I was laid up. I was lying down for a while. So every time I sat up, I felt like the whole room was spinning. So I wish her well. All right, back to net, K9PQ.
PQ, let's go to Richard in Kent, K7ITX.
That's troubling to hear about Joanne's difficulties right now. I feel for her and you and your ankles, and then me and my trials and tribulations. I mean, just the list goes on and on and on. I mean, for all of us. So, God, it's just crazy, isn't it? Holy moly. So, let's see. The other thing. Thanks a lot, Bob, for all the great pictures and stuff. Makes me want to get out in my kayak. That's what with kayaks, you get up right close to the ducks, just like in that picture. I don't know, maybe you were in one when you took that picture, but that's some really cool stuff. And what else did I see? If I were in Port Angeles, I'd find the guy that makes good crab cakes, because they usually it's at these festivals where you can get the really, really good ones. And there's no muss, no fuss, no shelling, or don't even have to touch it with your fingers if you don't want to. You can use a fork. And it's just, so delectable, crab cakes. So what else? Oh, and last but not least, Mika. Well, believe it or not, Mika likes to watch baseball on TV. And she'll just stare at it. You know, we'll come into the room and no one else is in the room. It'll be on the TV, but there's Mika sitting in front of the TV watching it. And I think she just likes the ball. You know, I think she's kind of like a dog when it comes to chasing foil balls or furry balls. It's on the TV and it's white and it's little, so maybe that's what she's going for. But so anyway, cats, they're pretty dang smart. I'm not kidding you. K7ITX back to net control.
ITX, let's go to Jim, N7QO in Covington.
Oh my goodness. Well, that covered a lot of ground. Wow, Joanne, I don't know. I would check on medicines. I think a lot of what's going on with us, maybe medicines need to be changed a little bit as we age, going either up or down, and maybe as our weight goes up or down, we need to make adjustments on the medicine a little bit. Jessica, I was wondering if what your experience might be a reaction to either some medicine you're taking or perhaps a recent vaccination. I'm still suffering side effects from a COVID vaccination that I had approximately a year and a half ago. And I find I'm not the only one. The pharmacist at the Rite Aid closest to my house has the same symptoms as me. And I had the Pfizer vaccine. She had the Moderna vaccine. So medicines can affect people, and it changes. Sometimes maybe the medicine itself is made a little bit differently, or different vendor, different manufacturing plant. I don't know, but it's something to look into. Good luck with the water restrictions there. That I had no idea that you mentioned it several nights ago, but I had no idea that PA was in a situation where water was ever going to be a problem for them. I guess I hadn't really thought about it. Reset. And Bob, cats. Yeah, I have a friend. I can't say anything about cats watching baseball or anything, but like Dick. But I have a friend who has a cat. Talk about feeding time. He gives his cats something called Temptations as sort of a before bedtime treat, and one of his cats just goes absolutely nuts. It's really bizarre. They show this commercial on television where this cat is doing aerobatics, leaping into the air, and my friend's cat is almost like that. The cat doesn't jump all that high, but really likes those things. I don't know, whatever it is. Must be some sort of yummy thing to cats. Back to you, Dave, N7QO.
7QO, get an idea again. This is the Western Washington Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. Let's go to James, WW7N, see how this goes.
Cartoon here, but I don't see it coming on 1.2 gigahertz. But Jessica's comments on all the drivers trying to get ahead of the bus, I saw this cartoon and I thought of you, so I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm seeing, I think, Bob's pictures of Seattle right now. Anyway, Jim, that's called cat meth, is what that is. It's METH is, I think, what that is, but maybe I misspelled it. NIPMETH, I'm not sure, but if the cat's gone wild, no telling what's in it. You're correct there. I'm sorry to hear, Ron, that you're having difficulties and invest your wife. I found the smoke last weekend really affected me. I actually had a window I'd forgotten had been cracked open, so all the smoke just came inside my bedroom, and I mean, I woke up and I did not feel well at all. So I don't know what the deal is. I can stand around the campfire, but I guess maybe there's something in the smoky air that affects me more than just ordinary, burning and such. Sounds, Ron, from what you guys are saying, it was really a good game. And Ron, Sling, S-L-I-N-G, I think is a wholly owned subsidiary of Dish Network. And that's interesting, though, because Sling is an app. It's actually something you can watch on your phone or computer or something. So, and I think it runs about $35 a month. So that's an interesting bit of data there. Thank you for that. Oh, the reason mariners did poorly halfway through and then did really well, it's the same way a cucumber becomes a pickle. It goes through a jarring experience. And from what you're saying, it's the same kind of situation there. Let's see. Dave, thank you for showing me. And that looks like a very well-engineered machete. And I've seen several other really well-engineered kind of short machetes. I think a lot of them came out of the Vietnam experience, but that one looks really well designed with the saw blade on the back. It's interesting. You can still, I think, get a Harbor Freight sells regular just machetes like you see in the movie for sale, and I don't know what they're made out of, tin cans or what, but they're really, really cheap. I don't know. I have a feeling, though, that if you're in the Philippines, the Harbor Freight machete wouldn't fly. They have some really good machetes there. The other thing Ron mentioned, the recycled gifts. I started doing something with cards. I started completely covering the inside with a piece of paper and sending them out again. My sister sent me a funny one that has a caption. It says, 2 ducks walk into a bar, and when it's a picture of 2 ducks playing with their cell phones, and they both bang their head into a bar across the road. And so it was a birthday card that I re-engineered it to send to a friend of mine and his wife, who I knew she had got a knee replacement, and he was at home taking care of her. So I put the fresh piece of paper over the inside of the card and sent it, and made the card recycled. So I think I can't top the recycled knife after 20 years, though. Anyway, let's see, the other thing I was going to mention is COVID. My physical therapist was saying in the post-COVID world now, sitting is the new smoking. That they're seeing all these people that have been sitting for 2 years, like me, in front of a computer, and got cut off from the gym, and they're actually seeing it. So it doesn't surprise me that there's other things coming out of this, like long-term side effects from vaccine and other things like this. I think there'll be a whole interesting data set a year or two from now in the post-COVID world, because it changed our lives. It changed us physically and mentally. Anyway, let's see, the cat watching the ball on TV. I saw an interesting one where someone had a video game going on a tablet and set it down on the desk, and the cat jumped up and was trying to put the paws on the bouncing balls on the video game. Sort of like, what you can do with a laser. I thought that was hilariously funny. So anyway, with that, this is James, WW7 Whiskey Uniform 7 November in Northeast Bellevue. Let me turn it back to our net control, KD7ZYM.
tune in. Thanks for that. And it's time for another ID again. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. This is Dave, KD7ZYM in Lake City. Well, my best wishes for Joanne with her vertigo, and hope she gets over that. And Ron's ankle isn't as seriously injured as it is. And we hope that Jessica's ankles swelling goes down. Got to be able to get those gas pedals going and be able to get the brake pedal to go too if you have to in emergency. So don't realize how important our ankles are. And as far as cats, oh my gosh, we got Jessica that has got a cat that likes music, and then we got other cats that like to watch TV. And, oh my, it's interesting the things that we learn on these nets. So with that, this is Dave, KD7ZYM. So let's go back up to Ron, KD7QKU.
Okay, thanks. KD7QKU here. Well, my son and his wife, they have two cats, and they say there's two channels on their TV that are made for pets. And they put one on, they sit and watch it. They said they sit and watch it, and it's got birds and stuff on it, and they're really intrigued by it. So I've seen our cat watch TV once, just for a few minutes, or maybe even more like seconds. She stopped and looked at it. Something caught her eye, and then she looked at it, for just a little while, and then she wandered off. So I don't know. But anyway. So what else is going on? I still haven't mixed up the cement poured in the hole for my base or my little TV antenna mast. I did get the taps when I was out at my son Mike, so I can drill a hole and maybe tap some threads in it and see if I can get a bolt to work in it. If not, I'm going to have to weld a nut on the side of it, I guess, and screw the bolt into the nut through, have it go through a hole in the pipe. So we'll see how that works out. I just been procrastinating. The sun shines here, from the south, and when I open the garage door to do anything, it gets really warm in there. So it's just been a little bit warmer than I like to do things. So, and then that's a good excuse. So I've been procrastinating for sure. So with that, let's go back. It's fun to hear what everybody else says. So KD7QKU, back to net.
QKU. Let's go to Jessica, KF7UHK, the keyboard queen.
In a second, but the warmth that we're getting right now, it's going to end one of these days, and we're going to be sad for the next 9 months because winter is coming, as they say in that TV show. And I'm surprised that we're having such a long summer extended that we're having right now. It's kind of amazing. I used to have this keyboard. It was made by a company called ARP, and I used to have it set up in my living room window so I could sit at the keyboard and look out the window and just kind of daze while I played. But I also had this cat. We were in an apartment, and I'd always, and it's usual, my keyboard over here is turned on. Whether I'm going to use it or not, it's all turned on. It's cranked up, ready to go. So I could sit down anytime and play it. Don't have to turn anything on. Well, I'd leave this keyboard going, and my cat would come and sit on the keys and look out the window waiting for me to come home from work. And this thing was set up to play like string sounds. So I'd come home and it'd be this barrage of sound coming out of my keyboard that had probably been going on for hours because the cat was comfortably laying on the keys, many keys at once. And I'd open the door, it's like, oh, kitty cat. And I was so lucky I never got in trouble by it. I was in an apartment at the time. I was lucky that nobody ever complained about the noise that was coming out of this thing because it was a barrage of sound. I think that's all I got right now. Knives. If you don't get a good one, you can't sharpen them, or if you try to sharpen them, they'll fall apart real quickly on the edge. So those ones from Harbor Freight, I bet you can't sharpen it without making it no good anymore. KF7UHK.
N7KC.
Okay, here we go again. Well, I'm really tired tonight. In fact, I was late to the net because I was sitting here after the last one, waiting, and I dozed off. So, anyway, maybe a quart or a quart and a half now. That's about what we use in the winter, so we're good for another year. But we worked around it. There were a bunch of them that were 17, 20 inches long and whatnot. So it came time to get the 7-inch horizontal bandsaw out and shorten those up. I like them at 16 inches here. So Paula hauled them down in the wagon, and I cut them, and then we had to haul them back up because I can't get the saw up to where the wood is. So we're bringing the wood to the saw. And I got my 4x4 post in for my precision rain gauge, so it's up. We hadn't had enough wind here to turn the windmill, so I don't have anything to report on that. You know, I don't know, it's just been calm and really dry. Yeah, and Dave, what a machete, goodness sakes, for the yard out there hacking. I didn't know you had a jungle in the backyard that you hacked your way through, but yeah, careful with that. You know him too, Dave, Lawrence Engel, the guy that used to always go down to the work at those yards. He took my job at geophysics. He was out hacking through to get to a seismic station, and he somehow or other managed to whack himself with, and it actually caused him to have to leave his job. He could not recover after even a couple of years. Anyway, so careful with that thing. And I got the coolest knife sharpener. Well, I was up to Hardware Store the other day, and they had this really nice little knife sharpener that you pull your knife through, and it's got 4 carbide blades. No, 2 carbides for the rough sharpening, and then it's got crossed ceramics with something in it, maybe some diamonds. Anyway, so cool. It really works. And I'm out of time in 7KC, being Fort Angeles. Back to you, Dave.
KC, let's go on to Bob, K9PQ and Bottle.
Well, thanks, Dave. And Lee, I saw your note about the stage 3. That's the highest it's ever been there. And I got to thinking, because at first I was like, whoever it was that commented that they didn't expect it to be dry on the peninsula, but you don't have a very large, what's the term I'm trying to think of, where you collect the rain, a large area where all the rainfall collects down, not like in the Cascades, where we've got some very large watersheds, very large watersheds that I'm guessing yours is smaller there, and so you're going to be more at risk of things like this. But yeah, good luck with that. And as far as the wind, not being windy, be careful what you wish for. November is coming. And the machete, yeah, I can, I think I have actually used a machete in the backyard. Blackberry pines, that's the reason to have a machete for the backyard. And finally, well, 2 things. James, I love the 2 ducks walking into a bar. That's fantastic. And if sitting is the new smoking, I'm a chain smoker, I have to say. And now finally, Sparky, my cat. Cats, people like to say cats have personalities. I think that's a nice way of saying they're kind of brain damaged in a way. She just loves carrots, but she won't actually eat them. But anytime I get out a bag of carrots to eat, she sticks her nose right in the bag, and sometimes will lick the condensation on the inside of the bag, but she won't ever eat a carrot. It's just bizarre. She comes to run when she hears the carrot bag come out. Okay, with that I'll send it back to Net, K9PQ.
Society net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. So let's go to Kent, to Richard, K7ITX.
I wish Mika was like Sparky, and when Mika would hear the frozen pizza coming out of the oven, would come running, but then really not want to eat it. But sadly, Mika wants to eat, and actually will eat the thing. So, yeah. So anyway, that's really great, Bob. And let's see, we got Debbie and her friend on WW7ATS birthday present from me on the Victoria Clipper this Thursday. And yeah, the smoke gives me a headache and makes me tired, and so I'm kind of bummed about that. And so it's nice to get inside today. I was outside all day. And here's the other weird thing. The FAA issued an emergency airworthiness directive. I don't know if anybody's heard about this, for cracked horizontal stabilizers on the Otter. K7ITX back to net control.
Tidings of great joy. Thanks for that, Richard. Let's go on down to Jim in 7QO.
In 7QO, thank you, Dave. Well, thanks for mentioning that, Dick. I had not heard that. I did hear them say that flight controls were, quote, recently worked on that airplane which crashed, but that's the extent to which I heard anything about that. So that's interesting. Now that they've recovered pieces, they may have a little bit more reason to have a clue as to what's gone wrong. So at least they'll do a inspection on everything. That's good. Making progress. Yeah, Bob, cat, carrots. Yeah, I don't know why, but cats do some strange things. I don't know. Jessica, you're just lucky that your cat appreciates your music, but does not begin howling or singing along with you. I have a friend who has a husky, and all she does is begin singing, and you can no longer hear her sing. All you can hear is the dog. It's hilarious, but it's actually pretty entertaining. Anyway, little differences between dogs and cats there. Let's see. Oh, Ron, possible alternative to welding. I don't know, just something you might consider. Just rather than putting a nut on the inside, just use a bolt, and you could buy bolts which have a hole through them. So put a piece of safety wire through the head of the bolt and just wrap that around the post, and to keep the bolt from falling out. And that I don't know. I guess I might call myself a lazy person, but that's what I would do, I think. Just for your consideration. That's all. KD7ZYM and 7QO.
7QO, let's go to James, WU7M.
Thank you, Dave. Yeah, Jim, I remember my job on the 737 MAX, I suggested they use a bolt just with a twist tie on it, and, that's what they went on the 737 MAX with, but no, not really. Anyway, the other idea I had is, yeah, there you already got the twist tie, there you go, there you go. You might want to consider this as an idea, just if you want something fast, go and buy one. I noticed that there's all these air purifiers that
filter it and put it back out into the room. And you just might try as an experiment, just see if you put one of those in the room that Joanna's in, maybe that would help. I just grasped for ideas. I actually bought 4 filters. I found them at the Issaquah Costco, and they're kind of an odd size, and nothing else fits them, but what I'm going to do is mount them in a box, and then the other side of the box I'll cut a hole in and put a fan so the air sucks through the filter. And that's the same thing, probably for a lot less, but the actual purchased filters look much nicer, of course, and they, if you wonder what I'm talking about, just go to any doctor's office and look around, because now doctor's offices, they have the best quality air ever in any doctor's office, because they got 4 of the, I went into an MRI place a couple weeks ago and they had, I think, 4 in there. The COVID has certainly changed the medical environment forever and ever. Everyone was wearing masks, and they had air filter units all over the place, and then my appointment was scheduled on a Saturday, and I saw one other person in the entire building other than the receptionist when I was there, and the receptionist did not sit out there with me. She went to another back room to work. So I thought that was interesting. Yeah, that's the thing about cheap knives. It's not that you can't sharpen them, it's just you get to sharpen them again and again and again and again. The first Leatherman tool I bought in the 1980s, I don't know what they made the knife on the Leatherman tool out of, but I think it was recycled aluminum cans. That thing would not hold an edge for anything. I'd sharpen it, get it nice and sharp, and you literally would cut one little piece of string or something, and that was it. It was ready to be sharpened again. I see we're getting really close to the top of the hour, so let me turn it back to our net control for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Dave, take it away.
W7N, James, thanks. This is Dave, KD7ZYM. Well, let's see, I'll say several years back ago, I got one of these boiling pots to deep fry turkeys, and did that for a couple of Thanksgivings until the oil got to the point where it was like $60 for the oil to do a $10 turkey. So I kind of gave up on that, but my son-in-law likes to go out crabbing, so I gave him the pot and the burner, and he's rewarded me in the last couple of months with about a dozen crabs. He's got 5 crab pots, and he goes out quite frequently and collects crabs, so I get a free basis of crabs coming my way due to that. So this is Dave, KD7ZYM, and I guess it's time to wrap up the net. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. And this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. This ends our net for the day. Again, good evening all. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society signing off. Good evening all at 9 o'clock.